The 15th annual WIAA Girls State Basketball Championships are brought to you exclusively by Rural Insurance Companies. For all your tomorrows, depend on rural insurance today. Menards, your complete home improvement headquarters. Your dairy farm families of Wisconsin. Ask for real dairy products when you dine out and look for them in your supermarket. Marshfield Clinic, a leader in American medicine since 1916. And your local Cenex and Land O'Lakes cooperatives, providing quality petroleum products, crop inputs, and livestock feeds.
It's away from our second Class C semifinal. Fall Creek Crickets and the Ondossagon Aggies. Dwayne Mosley and Carol Hansen are standing by for the call. Let's get their pregame comments.
All right, thank you very much, Bob Roars and Coach Carol Hansen from West Salem. A basketball game coming up with a heavy side note to it in terms of Ondossagon, and we'll touch about it now and then kind of let it go. And that is that Ondossagon will not be a school after June 1st. Vote came down in an election on November 7th that the taxpayers there said there will be no more improvements made to the school, and the kids next year will be split up between 3 different school districts, Washburn and Drummond and Ashland. So Ondossagon, the Aggies come in here, a very sensitive issue to them back home, but they kind of want to let it rest here, and the media has picked up on it, and naturally they understand that, but certainly I think we can understand what Ondossagon has been going through and what they feel here this morning.
Exactly. They want it is a point to be brought, but now they want to let the girls play a basketball game and let that kind of drop into the background.
The Aggies are unbeaten. They have won 25, and they come in here scoring a lot of points, averaging better than 75 points a game, allowing just under 40 points a basketball game. We're getting pretty close to tip-off of this second Class C semifinal basketball game. And we'll be back to the field house after these words from our statewide sponsors, Marshfield Clinic and the Wisconsin Milk Marketing Board. This is your WIAA network station. Dwayne Mosley and Carol Hansen with you at the field house. The Fall Creek Crickets at 22-2 and the Aggies of Ondossagon at 25-0. All set to go here in this final Class C semifinal game. All set to bring you the starting lineups. Here's public address announcer Jack Rain.
Here are the starting lineups for this morning's second Class C semifinal game. The Aggies of Ondossagon. At forward, a 5'6" senior, number 33, Brenda Contney. For the Crickets of Fall Creek, at forward, a 5'10" senior, number 22, Teresa Brunko. For Ondossagon at forward, a 5'8" senior, number 45, Kim Tuchin. For Fall Creek at forward, a 5'5" sophomore, number 40, Cami Asmussen. At center for Ondossagon, a 6' senior, number 41, Jane Osmack. At center for Fall Creek, a 5'10" senior, number 44, Misty Crandall. At guard for Ondossagon, a 5'3" senior, number 31, Ann Stolarczyk. For Fall Creek at guard, a 5'5" junior, number 10, Jeanette Bergeson. For Ondossagon, a 5'7" sophomore, number 23, Aaron Wrighton. For Fall Creek, a 5'7" senior, number 32, Lori Wilbur. The Ondossagon Aggies are coached by Dale Neibauer. The Fall Creek Crickets are coached by Arnie Skrukrud. The officials assigned by the WIAA, Arthur Nilitz and Howard Zimmerman.
And a warm welcome to WDSC TV in Duluth, serving the Duluth, Ashland, Superior area. along with us for today's game between Fall Creek and Ondossagon. So a warm welcome to all you folks taking in today's basketball game. The Crickets with 2 losses, Ondossagon with none. Fall Creek here for the 6th consecutive time. And of course, a couple of girls in the starting lineup for Fall Creek, Misty Crandall and Lori Wilbur, on the varsity since they were freshmen. So they have been here all 4 times. And the Ondossagon fans and the Cricket fans showing their colors and their favoritism as we get set to go at center court. So sit back and enjoy. Thank you for making us a part of your day here from the field house. The tapped and controlled by Ondossagon. Aaron Wright, and she scores 6 seconds into the game. Aggies 2-0. And Aaron Wright picks up the personal foul. We will see, Coach Hansen, the Aggies apply the full court pressure throughout the game.
Yes, they like to put the pressure on the offense, make them make some good passes and some good choices.
Jeanette Ferguson.
Fall Creek likes to be real patient in their offense. They like to work it in or take the outside shot, whatever is there.
Here's Wrighton on the breakaway, the sophomore. Picked up by Ferguson. Oh, what a nice play. Hesitation hanging in the air to score. 4-0 Ondossagon.
Ondossagon can be patient or they can run. It looked like that time they like to run up and down the court also.
And the Crickets are on the board. Teresa Bronco, the 5'10 senior, 4-2 game, and the Crickets applied full court pressure.
Got some tall, quick girls up there in the front for Fall Creek. Makes a difference if you're a 5'6 guard going up against a 5'11 forward.
The shot missed by Jane Osbach, and back Lori Wilbur for Fall Creek. Teresa Bronco, Jeanette Ferguson. Sammy Osmussen from 16 feet, nothing but the bottom of the net. 4-4 game, 6:39 to go in the quarter. Osbach scores baseline 8 feet away.
A lot of scoring early today.
And the crowd is enjoying it. Doubled up, Lori Wilbur gets it to Osmussen. Cammy. Bounce pass left side. Randall. Osmussen. 16-footer. Back iron no. Rebound. Bronco. Back up and in. 6-6 game.
Bronco makes that basket and is right ready to press. She knows her job. And she's right there to make something happen on defense.
And Stolarczyk. Osbach has to go off her hand. Saves it back into two-way score.
A nice save.
Kim Tugin scores. 8-6 Aggies by a bucket. And the Crickets roll the ball away. Ferguson's pass off the hands of Misty Crandall out of bounds.
First turnover. Fast-paced game so far.
And Stolarczyk, called by Coach Niebauer, the glue to the team, drives, scoops it up a little hard, and it's out of bounds. Last touch by Stolarczyk. It belongs to Fall Creek. Lori Wilbur inbounding to Cammy Osmussen. Up ahead, center court, Misty Crandall. Here's a 2-on-1 break. Crandall coming in, whistle for travel. Turnover on the Crickets. Team turnover number 2. 5:31 to play in the first quarter. Coach Arnie Screwcrew to the Crickets. Brenda Cotney, bounce pass, Tugin. Missing.
They had a 3-on-2 opportunity, and they didn't convert on it.
The Aggies like to rush the ball. Ferguson, Osmussen off her hands, but gets it back. Wilbur. Osmussen, thought about it from 18, back out on top, Lori Wilbur, Jeanette Ferguson, Bronco, inside Crandall, nice move, bank shot good. High game.
Uses that glass to her advantage.
Kim Tugin to Stolarczyk. Nice pass. Jane Osbach. Cotney's shot, back iron no, follows to get her own rebound. Aggies Crickets tied at 8. We're at 4:32 to play. Here's a push on Jeanette Ferguson as Ann Stolarczyk started to penetrate to the basket.
Stolarczyk takes a look here, makes a nice quick move right around her defensive player and gets bumped.
Sharon Eilers is into the game for Fall Creek. Tammy Osmussen checks out. Sharon Eilers, number 42. She is a 5'11 junior. And Stolarczyk, guarded by Ferguson. Kim Tugin, guarded by Misty Crandall. Aaron Wright has it knocked away by Lori Wilbur. Tracks it down, over and back, turnover Aggies. Fall Creek will get the ball, a chance to take the lead. They have not had one yet in the opening quarter. We're almost halfway through, 20 seconds away from being at the midpoint of quarter number 1. Ferguson works right side. Misty Crandall, 18-footer, side iron it off. Kim Tugin rebound. Off to Brenda Cotney. Picked up by Teresa Bronco. Penetrates, drives, blocked by Eilers from behind. Into the hands of Lori Wilbur.
Eilers comes off the bench, but coach says that she is the punch off the bench, averages 12 points a game. Second leading scorer for them.
Ferguson. Crandall. Into Eilers, who puts it up. Whistle with a foul. Jane Osbach.
Crandall takes it into Eilers. Eilers makes a nice turnaround move and just gets hit on the arm as she goes up with the shot. Another angle. Makes that nice step, squares up, goes up, and the defense gets her on the arm as she goes.
Goes straight up, too.
Right.
Sharon Eilers. With her first point, first Fall Creek lead. It comes at 3:47 of the first, 9-8 ball game.
They take Crandall and move her out to the forward position when Eilers comes into the game.
Sharon Eilers hits a pair. It's a 10-8 Fall Creek lead. Full court presses on. And there's a steal. Misty Crandall puts it up. And it falls.
Lucky bounce on that one.
4 points and a 4-point lead. 12-8. The Aggies. Stolarczyk into the front court. Beats Osbach. There's a whistle and a travel on number 35 just into the game. That's Donna Johannick, a 5'5 junior. Third turnover on Ondossagon. Substitutions for the Crickets. Number 20, Sherry Seidel is back in, along with one of the original starters, Tammy Osmussen. Fall Creek. Lori Wilbur. And turnover, Fall Creek. Traveling on Lori Wilbur. That is the third Fall Creek turnover.
First 2-3 minutes, we didn't see many turnovers, and now we're seeing a couple.
And Stolarczyk. Jane Osbach. Guarded by Sharon Eilers. Brenda Cotney. Stolarczyk. Aaron Wrighton is out of the game. Here's Osbach's shot. Banker around too hard. Rebound back up. Missing. Here it is. Ball in the hands of Cotney missing. And Sharon Eilers gets the rebound.
Opportunities there.
Teresa Bronco on the break, and the Crickets lead by 6, 14-8. They have scored 8 unanswered. And timeout on Ondossagon. 2:41 to go in the quarter. Fall Creek leading it by 6. We'll return to the field house after these messages from our statewide sponsors, Menards and Senex Land O'Lakes. This is your WIAA network station. And Carol Hansen from the field house. Fall Creek leading Ondossagon 14-8. Crickets have scored 8 unanswered, and they have hit 6 out of 9.
And Ondossagon has only hit 4 for 12. That's a big factor in the game right now when they're down by 6. They're getting the shot zones. They will fall, I'm sure.
And Stolarczyk picked up by Tammy Osmussen of Fall Creek. Kim Tugin with the ball. Right side she goes on the pass to Cotney. Knocked away and taken by number 34. That's Jenny Mack in at the timeout for Fall Creek. Trouble in the backcourt. Crickets get into the front half. Erica Shedlick is also in for Fall Creek. She has the ball at this time. Jenny Mack. Oscarson rounded out to the floor, bodies in the ball, and a tie-up and a jump. The arrow gives it to Fall Creek. 2:02 to play. Coach Tom Niebauer of the Ondossagon Aggies. Number 44, Misty Crandall, is back into the lineup.
Fall Creek just had 4 non-starters in the ballgame at one time. Shows they have a lot of depth.
Well, that's been the turnover. Crickets lose it. All goes back to Ondossagon. That's been the trademark of the Arnie Screw team.
Islanders just couldn't hold on to that one.
Here's a break. Tugin underneath, scores at the basket. She is fouled.
Nice pass to the baseline and then returns it to the young lady for a nice layup and a possibility of a 3-point play here.
The assist, Jane Osbach. Kim Tugin for the bucket. And the foul, Kim with 4 points. Chance to get number 5 and a chance to bring the Aggies within 4 at 14-11. We're under 2 minutes for the quarter. Kim Tugin hits it, averaging 8 points a game. She has 5 here in the opening quarter. The pressure is on. The ball knocked out of bounds by number 35. That's Donna Johanic. 5'5" junior hustling after it. Crickets will inbound.
Ondossagon pulls back into their 2-3 zone.
Good fake by Misty Crandall, stopped up. Osmussen just inside for 19 feet, about 18 and a half. They hit the bottom of the bucket again.
She's an excellent shooter from outside.
16-11 the score, 1:34 to play, quarter number 1. Shot on the way by Johanic, side iron off. Tugin hustling for the rebound, but she stepped on the line out of bounds. Good hustle underneath by Kim Tugin.
Ann Stolarczyk is a very, very excellent passer. Looks one way, passes the other, and really runs their offense.
Lori Wilbur, another starter, is checking back in. Bria Lulich, made that Sherry Seidel is out for Fall Creek. Crandall breaks the press into the front court of the dribble. Pass is out of bounds and off the hands of a Cricket. Turnover number 5. Ondossagon will get it back. Full court press being used by both teams, and both teams have had success in bothering each other with it. Brenda Cotney give it back to Ann Stolarczyk.
Both teams have had opportunities 3-on-2 and haven't really converted that many times against the press.
Here's a reach in and a foul on Fall Creek. Number 34, Jenny Mack reaching in.
Number 44, Misty Crandall.
I'll call it on Misty Crandall. Her first.
Kim Tugin takes it to the hoop here, nice move. And Fall Creek out of position, a couple reaches there.
The inbound comes to Ann Stolarczyk. Jane Osbach. Brenda Cotney for 3, no. And it's controlled by the Crickets. Ahead to Misty Crandall, a 3-on-2 for Fall Creek. Misty puts it up too hard, won't go. Tipped back out high, and it's taken by Lori Wilbur. .33 seconds to play in the quarter. Crickets looking for the final shot. Lori Wilbur.
Misty Crandall is their top scorer with 18 points a game. The last 6 games, she's averaged 20 points a game.
Osmussen, Wilbur, back to Cami Osmussen. We're at 7 seconds.
Taking a look at that clock, they know exactly how many seconds are left.
A 3-pointer by Lori Wilbur.
What a way to end the
We have
quarter.
played one, folks. It's 1911. Crickets by 8. The 15th annual Girls State Championships continue after these messages. This is your WIAA network station. Here is how Fall Creek made it to an 8-point lead after 1. Be Lori Wilbur with a 3-pointer. If the Aggies were guessing inside, they were beaten by the 3-pointer with 2 seconds to go. Here's Cami Osmussen from 16 feet out on the right side, and the Crickets are knocking down the outside shot, now leading by 10, the biggest lead by either team. 21-11, another turnover by Ondossagon. Lori Wilbur turns it over on the dribble.
Wanted to get down court a little bit too fast, I think, that time.
The Crickets coming in, having won 12 straight, and Ondossagon rolling along with a 25-0 mark, and the ball is knocked out of bounds. Cami Osmussen and Erin Wrighton, the team's leading scorer, will inbound. A sophomore, played only about the opening 90 seconds, scored the first basket, picked up a quick foul, and was out of the ball game for the 6-minute mark. Wrighton again inbounding to Ann Stolarczyk.
Fall Creek in their man-to-man defense.
And we have a reach in, a foul call on the Crickets. Number 40, Cami Osmussen with her second.
Stolarczyk is a quick guard. She gets through those two defenders. Here's the field goal percentages. Fall Creek is at 62%, 8-13, and Ondossagon 5-15, 33%, which is a key to the factor of the game right now.
And the Crickets lead in the rebounding area, 9-6. Again, Ondossagon inbounding.
And the turnovers are equal, 5 apiece.
And the Aggies just went ahead in that one, 6-5.
Not a stat that you want to be ahead on.
Not at all. 21-11. Ondossagon down by 10. Teresa Bronco, Jeanette Ferguson, Cami Osmussen. Cross court, she goes to Wilbur.
Ondossagon is trying to come out on those shooters a little bit more now.
Jeanette Ferguson there to rebound, and Osbach last touching, ball out of bounds belonging to Fall Creek. Sharon Eilers racing past us to the scorers table to check in, and there goes the junior. Cami Osmussen is out, and we're going to have a timeout. 6:53 to play here in the half. It is 21-11 Fall Creek. We'll be back with more state tournament action following these words from the folks who bring you our coverage statewide. Menards and the Wisconsin Milk Marketing Board. This is your WIAA network station. The Aggies trailing by 10 to the Crickets, 21-11 the score, 6:53 to play. And since it was 6-4 on Ondossagon, the Crickets outscoring the Aggies 17-5. Jeanette Ferguson on the inbound, drives in the lane, puts up the shot from 6. And last touch by Misty Crandall, battling with Kim Tugin. And the Crickets will put on the full court press. Erin Wrighton will inbound. The sophomore coming in, scoring 22 points a game, Ondossagon's leading scorer. The Aggies defeated their opposition this year by an average of 37 points a game. They took liberties on just about everyone. Shot way short, comes up to the Crickets. Jane Osbach knocks it away from Lori Wilbur. She breaks the double team, but took too long to get it across. Defense by number 41, Osbach. 7th turnover on the Crickets.
She was looking for help. There was nobody back there, and by then it was too late.
Kim Tugin. Pass for Osbach, and stepping in front is Eilers to steal. Lori Wilbur. 9 turnovers on the Aggies.
They front that post down there, and Ondossagon has having a little bit of trouble with that.
Wilbur in the lane, hanging from 8, missing a little too hard, but Misty Crandall rebounds to score. It's 23-11. 6 for Misty Crandall. A quick start by Ondossagon in the game, but the shots just have not been able to drop. They've been getting the shots, but Fall Creek has been countering with a combination of inside-outside and hitting the boards and doing things right now fundamentally better. There's a
nice pass inside, and the ball just wouldn't go down for him. It gets more frustrating every time you miss a shot, too. I think you get a little bit more tense, and you want it to go so bad.
And you press a little bit more. The Aaron Eilers turning from 10 feet, around and out. Rebound, Bronco scores. Basket is good. She will go to the free throw line. Brenda Cotney with the foul. That is 8 for Teresa Bronco.
Shot from outside by Eilers. Bronco's got nice position, goes back up and underneath his bump on the rebound. Nice position.
So Teresa Bronco is at the line. A chance for a three-point play and a 15-point lead. No. Over the line.
Bronco averages 7 points a game.
The senior is really having a good first half.
She's their specialist on that press. She likes to play that point and make some things happen.
Crandall bothering Stolarczyk, banging into Lori Wilbur, and a foul on Lori Wilbur.
Didn't get set. Coming down the sideline here, Wilbur tries to get in front, but doesn't get set, and then it's going to be on the defense. And Stolarczyk a quick guard to take it to.
Throw misses. Into the lineup is number 55, Nikki Knowles. She is the 6'2 freshman, the team's leading rebounder and block shot player. Misty Crandall from outside, 27-11.
Crandall can play inside and she can play outside. Fine ball player.
Osma, the Aggies need a spurt. It must start now. They can wait no longer. Stolarczyk driving baseline. Pass attempt taken away by Bronco. Ahead to Lori Wilbur. Back the Crickets with the ball. Here's Crandall driving, missing. Rebound, Knoll out of bounds and off Nikki Knoll. It'll belong to Fall Creek. The WIAA Girls and Boys Basketball Championships are brought to you statewide by your Wisconsin Dairy Farm family. Restaurants and grocers alike offer delicious, real Wisconsin dairy products. Join them after the game.
Nice move inside by Crandall.
10 points for Misty, 29-11. Fall Creek is doing everything well. Brenda Cotney won't get the three-point attempt to go down. Eilers with the rebound, and back to senior with the ball, Lori Wilbur. Eilers right in the lane from 10 feet, no good. Ball tipped out into the hands of Lori Wilbur. Comes right back to Lori, and she gets it to go from 10 feet.
That's why you tell your kids to follow your shot.
31-11, Fall Creek up by 20, the biggest lead in the game. Osbach putting it up and scoring. A long drought has ended for the Aggies. That's 4 for Jane Osbach.
Stolarczyk set up that play really nice.
In and out. Crandall takes it away, and Bronco can't handle the pass. Letting it bounce off her hands out of bounds. Jenny Mack is in for Fall Creek. Number 25 for Ondossagon in the lineup, LeMay Empe. Number 30, Erica Shudlick is also back in for Fall Creek. Her second stint out of the floor this half. 31-13 game. It's an 18-point Fall Creek lead. We're at 2:59 for the half. Erin Wrighton, the sophomore, thinking about a shot, turning it down, passing to Stolarczyk, who drives, passes off to Wrighton. Shot underway, missing. Side iron. Eilers claims the rebound.
Wrighton does average 22 points per game, so you know she's a good shooter to put the ball in the hoop.
Osmussen's shot is blocked by Stolarczyk coming past her, but number 31 picks up her first personal foul.
Number 31 and Stolarczyk.
Pass out to Osmussen. Stolarczyk tries to block it, but hits the wrist on the follow through there. Sends Osmussen to the line.
Number 35 for the Yankees. Donna Johanning is in. Misty Crandall checks out for Fall Creek.
Quite a bit of substituting going on for both teams. Fast-paced game, they need to get them in and to get them out.
Tammy Osmussen now with 7 points. Playing a steady game once again. Cammy, 5'5" sophomore.
Plays the forward position. Coach says she's actually should be a guard, but this year they've made her a forward. She can play both.
That's 8 for Cammy Osmussen. 33-13 the score. Right pass high for Johannik. She's able to track it down for Nikki Knoll, who is open, but Cammy Osmussen coming in, steals the pass, and then is fouled by Lene Empey.
Number 25, Lene Empey.
On the replay, you can see Osmussen steps in and takes away that pass, and then is fouled in the attempt to come down the court.
They stuck that knee into the leg of Cammy Osmussen, and then sent a little pain to the leg. Right back at the line. She was there just a few seconds to go. 3 of 3. Free throw shooting. 34-13 Fall Creek.
Only a sophomore but played here last year.
Good again.
Nice
10
touch.
points. Fall Creek has outscored Ondossagon since trailing 6-4. Now they've outscored them 31-7. Brenda Cotney drives to the lane, but she walked the basketball. Turnover number 13 for the Aggies. Kim Tugin and Ann Stolarczyk and Jane Osmacher back in. Johannik goes out. Knoll goes out.
Fall Creek causing some turnovers with their man-to-man defense.
And Lene Empey also sits down. The Crickets turn it over, bothered by the full court press. 2:06 to go in the half. Fall Creek's turnover count is at 9. Lori Wilbur wiping off a little perspiration as she rests here in the final couple of minutes and a half.
Ondossagon needs to convert now when they turn the ball over.
For 3, no. Rebound, Aaron Wrighton, and she is called for walk-in. The way the Aggies started, it looked like they would run all game long with the Crickets, but they have just really struggled shooting from the midway point of the first quarter.
Stolarczyk comes up on the outside and knocks the ball out of bounds. Quick hands.
Jenny Mack off the inbounds pass, and a whistle underneath, and Jenny Mack is called for the foul, following her shot, but going over the back, picking up her first.
Cricket foul on number 34, Jenny Mack.
She had nice position getting the shot off, and then it didn't fall, so she got it out of position and went over the back.
Johnny Schuster in a semi-relaxed position, I guess. I'm back.
I asked him what the experience of being here for 6 years in a row, and he said he thinks that it gives you a chance to play your game a little bit earlier. The kids have been here before.
Brenda Cotney with a big free throw. Averaging 12 points, 7 rebounds a game. That is her first point. So the leading scorers, Wrighton and Cotney combined in this half with only 3. Aaron Wrighton with the rebound. Off the miss. Stolarczyk beats for Wrighton. Shot underway. Shot no good. Coming out of there and fouling is Brenda Cotney. A minute 29 remaining for the half.
Aggie foul number 33, Brenda Cotney.
Shot goes up, comes off the rim. Rebound by Seidel, and Ondossagon young lady tries for the ball and hits the player instead. Sends her to the line.
Junior Sherry Seidel is at the free throw line. It's the first. Fall Creek opened the season losing to Eau Claire Regis by 7. They were also beaten during the course of the season by Stanley Boyd. Against Class A and B schools, this Class C team had an 8-1 record against their 9 bigger school opponents. 36-14 to score. Aaron Wrighton. Tugent. Botany. On to Ann Stolarczyk. Back to Kim Tugent. The ball on the floor. Drives against Jenny Mack. And foul against Fall Creek. Number 20, Sherry Seidel, doubling up with Mack as Tugent made the move to the baseline and called for the foul. That is for Sherry, her first.
I'm sure the Ondossagon girls are frustrated when the ball doesn't go in the hoop. They've got to realize they just got to relax and keep shooting, play their game, and come back 2-3 at a time.
Kim Tugent misses the first.
She averages 8 points a game. It's been coming on strong through the tournaments.
And misses both. Rebound, though, Brenda Cotney. Here's a foul on Jenny Mack. In this quarter, Ondossagon has been outscored 17-3.
They need to make these free throws.
Brenda Cotney will shoot 1 and 1.
Brenda Cotney is at the line. 5'6" senior. Was there about 10 seconds ago. Made 1 of 2. Misses this one. Crickets with the basketball, with the rebound and going with the ball down the floor. Erica Shudlick with it, number 30. And travels.
Ondossagon needs a basket here to feel a little bit better about themselves going into the halftime and realizing that the ball will go down.
And Stolarczyk almost lost it. Aaron Wrighton all open for 3. Stolarczyk takes it. Stolarczyk won't get it. It bounces off the front, the side, and into the hands of Jenny Mack.
Fall Creek is just getting second and third shots on their offensive end, and Ondossagon only gets 1.
Nice fake by Jeanette Ferguson. Faked the pass and took it right up and laid it in. Her first 2, and it's 38-14. A 24-point advantage for Fall Creek. 23 seconds to play in the half. Kim Tugent. Jane Osbach, free throw line. Shot blocked by Sharon Eilers. Cotney with the ball. Put it up and in, and is fouled. Cotney with her third point and at the free throw line.
Foul is on Fall Creek's
Basket shot. Cotney gets the rebound, makes a nice attempt, puts it in, and is fouled in her attempt. Goes up in the middle of 4 Fall Creek Crickets.
The over the shoulder. No good at the line.
They just can't seem to hit from that line right now.
Ferguson. 5 seconds to go. Sharon Eilers. Jenny Mack. No, as the horn sounds. 1 half is in. It is Fall Creek 38. Ondossagon 16. We'll be back with more state tournament action following these words from the folks who bring you our coverage statewide. Menards and the Wisconsin Milk Marketing Board. This is your WIAA network station. Mosley and Carol Hansen with you again from the field house. We're at halftime of this second and final Class C semifinal basketball game. Fall Creek leading Ondossagon 38-16. It was 19-11 after the quarter. Fall Creek leading after having trailed 2-0, 4-2, 6-4. But the Crickets got it going and find themselves with another 19-point effort in the second quarter to go up 38-16, holding the Aggies to only 5 points in that second quarter for the large advantage here at halftime. Across the way with our halftime show, here is Bob Roars.
All right, thanks a lot, Dwayne and Carol. It's been an interesting first half. The Crickets running out to that big 38-16 lead here in our second Class C semifinal. A reminder that the winner of this contest will go on to play Oostburg in tomorrow's Class C championship at 11:35. Well, for 15 years now, the Wisconsin Fieldhouse here in Madison has served as host to numerous events. For 15 years, the girls' state tournament. For nearly 75 years, lots of boys' state tournament action, not to mention Badger athletics. Well, now, while the building itself, well, looks pretty tired and worn out, Bob Bach of WVTV in Milwaukee tells us there's a lot of history still inside this old building.
Where does all the energy go? Energy sent forth from fan screams over teams' dreams of scoring such glorious victories. The giddy, sweet hysteria. Then, the silence. This is the Wisconsin Fieldhouse, home to hoops and other events since the day it opened in 1930. It was, in its day, one of the finest, one of the sharpest in the Big Ten. Now, with virtually every school in the conference playing in something newer or bigger or brighter, the Wisconsin Fieldhouse no longer carries the distinction of being one of the best, but simply one of a kind. Its exterior is a history lesson, a period piece of architecture built during the years Herbert Hoover was the U.S. president. A stone structure that proudly anchors the south end of Camp Randall, featuring lines and designs that have weathered with time, but so far not broken loose. But it's the inside that most know the best and think about the most. And what's happened along its slightly raised 94 feet of hardwood in seasons gone by.
I can remember when I brought a Ball State team in here and lost a one-point game in here, and that goes back to 1981. And then I guess the win over Iowa when Lou Olson brought a team in here that was ranked 6th in the country, I believe, at the time. And maybe we'd won one game in the Big Ten out of 6 or 7 games, and we beat Iowa in here that year with this, I think it was basically an all-sophomore and freshman team. That, and then of course the triple overtime win or loss to Indiana. That game was big, and then the ones last year were big, the Michigan, the Illinois game, the Iowa win again. And so far this year, of course, the Minnesota game is going to be a hard one to top.
But where does all the energy go? The spirit of so many high hopes, of happiness and heartache. Perhaps into the rafters, a sort of way station for the heavy memories of bygone greatness. A place where the past can live in the present tense of any fan wishing to reach up and slowly move through its grainy texture, or circle about the strange angles that some say are the street signs of avenues where the ghosts roam. The Wisconsin Fieldhouse, the Badgers' home court, the site of the state high school basketball tournament and special ceremonies. When you're inside, one among the crowd, you feel the energy, so electrifying. But if you've ever been there by yourself, when it's still, listen and keep looking. You may hear, you may see a game from days gone by. And who knows, by tomorrow and beyond, this game may become one fans have edited onto the Wisconsin Fieldhouse's invisible reel of permanent highlights.
Welcome back to the Fieldhouse. We will continue with more live coverage of the 15th annual WIAA Girls State Basketball Champions right after this from our local stations. This is your WIAA network station.
WTV 18, Eau Claire.
38-16, our score at halftime as both teams coming out onto the floor, getting set for the second half. Fall Creek looking to maybe earn the right to face Oostburg in tomorrow's Class A final. It indeed looks like it will be Fall Creek with that big margin. Dwayne Mosley and Carol Hansen, you covered the first half. What's going to happen the rest of the way here? Obviously some big catching up to do on the Ondossagon side.
Well, that's so true, Bob Roars, and I guess in reference to Bob Boggs' package of the Fieldhouse, Coach Hansen, Fall Creek has certainly left their share of memories here embedded in the rafters and the seats and so forth here at the Fieldhouse, and they're on their way to doing that again here in this Class C semifinal basketball game. But once they got into a groove, they never got out of it.
Right, Fall Creek is shooting 50% from the field, and that isn't 4-foot shots. They're shooting from way out and hitting. And Ondossagon has taken 25 shots and only hit 7 for 28%. 3-point, they've had 8 attempts and haven't hit 1. And you know that during the year they've hit those. Fall Creek's playing a real good defense, but Ondossagon has got to get the ball to fall in the hoop for them and make it a game again.
Crandall and Osmussen with 10 points apiece to lead the Crickets, and Kim Tuchin with 5 to lead on Ondossagon. We'll return after these messages from our statewide sponsors, Rural Insurance Companies and Senex Land O'Lakes. This is your WIAA network station. It was once 8-8. Since then, Fall Creek outscoring Ondossagon 30-8 for the 38-16 lead, which they enjoy going into the start of the third quarter. Coach Tom Niebauer of Ondossagon, surrounded by his Aggies. One final push here in this half. That's what they have left to salvage and get something going, because time is definitely not on their side.
They need to create some turnovers and convert on the turnovers.
The Crickets will open with one change, and that will be Sharon Eilers in the starting lineup to open the second half. And she is in place of Cammie Osmussen. Jeanette Ferguson goes on to Teresa Brunko. In the lane, Misty Crandall puts it up, banks it off the board and through.
Ondossagon came out in a man-to-man. Fall Creek is used to playing against that too.
40-16. Erin Wrighton with a shot. No good. Follows her own rebound. Pushes it up from the right side at 12. Nugent with the loose ball. Putting it back up, and she is fouled. Teresa Brunko, number 22, called for the foul. That is her first.
Shot goes up. Comes off the board. Tujen takes it and fouled again on her attempt at the basket.
Kim Tujen leading Ondossagon in scoring in the first half with 5. She is a 5'8" senior. 2 of 8 free throws shooting. The Aggies were in the first half. Off to a much better start here in the third as Tujen hits the first.
If they can make someone the clock is stopped, that's going to help their cause.
And Tujen got up there, 40-18.
Wrighton from Ondossagon is usually scoring 22 points. They've held her to 4 points in the first half. They need her scoring on serve to get back in this game.
And here's Erin reaching in, trying to steal against Lori Wilbur, and picks up her third foul.
Coach Niebauer says she's a tough defensive player. I'm sure she's a little bit frustrated at this point.
Jeanette Ferguson drives, stops, reads right side. Misty Crandall. Misty goes into the lane, nicely moving, high banker, and getting the ball to go through again. She has 14.
She uses that glass real high on her drive-in. Very successful.
Tujen putting it up. No, but she's fouled by Misty Crandall. That is her second.
She gets the ball on the baseline, makes a move to the basket. Crandall comes across, out of position, and reaches across and commits the foul, putting Tujen to the line.
You know, you might just as well start taking the ball to the basket and try and create something. If Tujen gets the bounce and the free throw to go down, 42-19. She's made 3 straight from the line here in the first minute of the third.
It's going to help their confidence if they can make these free throws. I think their field goal shooting should improve a little bit also.
Free throw is good, but a line violation.
Not what you need.
Take a point away, just what Ondossagon doesn't need to have happen. Full court press. Lori Wilbur will break it, bringing it into the front court. Nice pass, off to Sharon Eilers, baseline at 10 feet. Eilers hits, she has 4.
Wilbur has a career of 350 assists. Young lady's a good scorer, but also likes to find the open person.
Court awareness, and you see it definitely in all the players, but especially in Wilbur and in Misty Crandall.
Fall Creek in their defense really helps out. When somebody tries to drive, that other person steps up in there, tries to stop the penetration.
Here's Lori Wilbur again, stopped up by Stelarczyk, feeds off to Teresa Brunko. Cross-court pass, Sharon Eilers puts it up. Tujen goes to the floor, hoping to get a call. She didn't get one. Back the Aggies. Erin Wrighton banks it through. 44-21. Wrighton with 6 minutes to play in the third. Jeanette Ferguson in the lane from 10. No good. Brunko takes the ball out of the hands of a couple of Aggies. Tujen gets hit in the face. And we have a stoppage of play. Kim's had a couple of last times down here on the Fall Creek end. Here's a replay of what took place.
Bronco comes, goes for the ball, and just catches Tujin's eye with an elbow. She also was, last time down the court, was on the floor and someone tripped over her.
Misty Crandall fell on top of her. She got hit in the mouth that time.
Some other things aren't going so well. It seems to make it all that much worse.
Donna Johanning. What's the cliche there? When it rains, it pours?
Yes.
We'll use that one.
Nice rebound by Ondossagon. Just there, they got 1 to 4.
Donna Johanning. And Donna will have a chance for a three-point play.
Check the rebound right off to Johanna, puts it in for a nice 8-foot shot. And now at the line can make it a three-point play.
Amy Osmussen is in. Jeanette Ferguson checks out for the Crickets. Jeanette, the 5'5 junior, and Cammy, the 5'5 sophomore. Dana Johanning hits it.
Johanna has scored up to 20 points in a game. She's a good three-point shooter also. But Fall Creek really isn't giving them the opportunity to set up for three-point.
Randall to Eilers. Bank shot no good.
Nice
Underneath,
teamwork.
Osbach gets the rebound. Loose on the floor. A tie-up. It belongs to Ondossagon. I was talking with Coach Niebauer yesterday, and he was mentioning one of the two games in which the team scored over 100 points. It was against Washburn in a 108-42 final. The bench scored 53 points in that game. That was the game in which Johanning had her 20, and now a collision. We got a hurting Cricket, Cammy Osmussen.
Shoulder and elbow in the eye. I'm not sure which.
I don't know whether to laugh or cry. Yes. That's the third on Cammy. And
she's okay. She wants to play.
Jeanette Ferguson's going to come right back in. She goes to the scorer's table. Here's a little shoulder.
Head and shoulder.
See that in hockey. There's shoulder blast in there. 46-24 is our score. 5:22 to go in the third. On the inbounds, the ball is kicked. The Aggies will keep possession. Dwayne Mosley and Carol Hansen with you from the field house. Class B semifinal action stirs up this afternoon at 2:05. Yuba City and Monona Grove.
Fall Creek stays in their man-to-man. They've been in it the whole game.
There's a push on Aaron Wrighton. That will be her fourth.
Coach Niebauer says this. She's their clutch player.
Kim Tujin is checking in. Dana Johanning is out. Lori Wilbur inbounds in front of us. Then Ferguson. Misty Crandall, head and shoulders fake, puts up the shot from 15, won't go. Osbach tracks down the loose ball. Brenda Cotney, right side to Tujin for three. Tracked down by Jeanette Ferguson. Ahead to Teresa Bronco, a 2-on-1 to Misty Crandall. No good. In the lane, Jeanette Ferguson back up. Foul, basket is good. Stolarczyk whistled for the personal foul.
First, Ferguson gets a rebound, makes a drive to the hoop.
On number 31, Lance Stolarczyk.
Count the basket.
Stuck with it.
And then Ferguson will shoot one.
Forced it up, got it to go down, and at the line, a chance for a three-point play and a chance to pick up her fifth point in the game. Oostburg waiting for the winner in the Class C championship tomorrow. 48-24, and the Crickets are on their way.
Those three-point shots just aren't falling for them. But they've got to keep putting them up.
1 for 10 in the game for the Aggies. Beyond the three-point line. Nice move by Tujin, baseline, missed her shot, follows the rebound, gets the basket.
Nice to see a girl get her own rebound.
Right on. Very nice job by Kim Tugin. 48-26. Nearing the 4-minute mark for the third. Lori Wilbur is shadowed as she comes into the front court, but she is fouled, and that is the third on Ann Stolarczyk. The glue of the team sticking too closely that time to Lori Wilbur.
Running down side by side, that happens. The person with the ball will make a little move and the defense can't adjust.
Goes Jeanette Ferguson. Sharon Eiler bangs into Kim Tugin, who's on the floor another time.
Maybe foul number 35, Kim Tugin.
Ondossagon playing man-to-man now. Fall Creek has got so many weapons, it's hard to shut anybody down, so they just have to go at them.
Sharon Eilers.
Again, she comes off the bench with 12 points a game.
She has 5 right now. And 6. 50-26 Fall Creek. Kim Tugin, good move baseline, crashed into her own teammate, Dana Johanning. Eilers on the cricket break. Rebound, Misty Crandall. Out another one.
It's real interesting. Fall Creek has got their big girls running the fast break. 5'10", 5'11" girls.
16 points for Misty Crandall. 52-26. Three-pointer on the way by Cotney, no good. Tapped out by Tugin. Stolarczyk moves into the lane. Feeds out to Johanning. Her shot, no good. Tugin again keeps the ball alive. Cotney tracks it down. Guarded by Crandall. Bounce pass, baseline Tugin, but stepped on the end line. Ball goes back to Fall Creek. 16th turnover on the Aggies, and number 20 for the Crickets, Sherry Seidel is in, and Misty Crandall gets a breather. Aggies are glad to see Misty sit down. 3:09 to go here in the third. Jeanette Ferguson brings the ball into the front court, feeds off to Sharon Eilers, moves right to the bucket, and a jump ball as Osbach got a hand on the ball, and Sharon Eilers crashed to the floor, but Fall Creek will keep possession.
Eilers makes a strong move to the basket right here, goes up strong, put the ball, it's held ball, nice block.
Eilers open the inbound play, up to the lane to hit the easy shot. 8 points for Sharon Eilers.
They really see the open person. Fall Creek passes so well.
The lead is 28 for Fall Creek. Stolarczyk penetrates, throws it up, banks it off, missing, and Johanning couldn't come up with a loose ball. Jeanette Ferguson to Lori Wilbur. 2:40 to play in the third. Lori hanging in the lane, shot no good. Gets her own rebound, back up and foul. And that puts a smile on Lori Wilbur as she goes to the line. And the senior.
Wilbur comes in the middle of the lane, makes that shot, gets her own rebound, goes up strong again, squares up a double pump because the ball was held. And Ondossagon's girl called for a foul.
Lori coming down. It'll be Kim Tugin here. Dana Johanning both reaching in. 5 points for Lori Wilbur. She has 6. 55-26 Fall Creek. Misty Crandall coming back in for Sharon Eilers, who gets a warm hand from the Fall Creek following at the bench of the Crickets.
Picture perfect free throw.
We have a timeout with 2:35 to go in the third. It's a 56-26 ball game. Crickets over the Aggies. Basketball action continues after these words from our statewide sponsors, Marshfield Clinic and the Wisconsin Milk Marketing Board. This is your WIAA network station. 56-26, Fall Creek over Ondossagon with 2:35 to play in the third quarter, and the story for Fall Creek remains the same, shooting much better than the Aggies.
Field goals you can see on the screen. Fall Creek 7 for 15 and Ondossagon 3 for 16.
It was 38-16 at the half. Fall Creek having another good quarter, up by 30, their biggest lead. Aaron Wrighton, guarded by Lori Wilbur. Kim Tugin.
Trying to make movement through the lane, but Fall Creek's got a hand denying that pass inside.
Dana Johannick. Cricket's really playing good defense.
They're aware of where the ball is at all times.
Kim Tugin stopped up from the Cotney baseline, runs into a Cricket duo.
Center for Ondossagon hasn't had many points today. They punted on there. That was a nice drive.
Very nicely done by Aaron Wrighton. She has 8. Minute 40 to go in the third.
An uncontested layup.
Racing in the score, Sherry Seidel. She has 3. 30 again is the lead. 1:27 to play. Third quarter. Johannick. Shot from 15 feet out front, no good, but Aaron Wrighton has it in the lane, hanging again. Shot is altered by Misty Crandall, a jump ball. It will belong to Ondossagon. Johannick, 18-footer, side iron, no. Seidel and Wilbur running the break. Lori Wilbur going all the way in to score.
Coach Spruker thought that Fall Creek was a little bit quicker this year than they have been other years and able to run and also press full court when need be.
And seeing it displayed here this afternoon.
And I'm really impressed with the speed of their big girls. Their taller forwards do a nice job getting down the court.
Tugin has the ball knocked loose to the floor. Tugin and Seidel tie up, and it's Fall Creek's basketball.
Nice attempt by Tugin to get in that lane, but there's 2 or 3 Crickets right on her as soon as she enters the paint.
It's 60 to 28. 39 seconds to play in the third as Lori Wilbur brings it all the way down again. Switches hands on the dribble. Now feeds right side. Crandall at 15 is good again. 62 to 28. That is 18 for Misty Crandall. 2 points away from her season average per game. Osbach makes it good. Nice shot.
Nice move. Maybe that's what they need to do. Bring her out a little bit and let her have some room to work with the ball.
The Crickets will get the final shot. Wilbur. Bronco Wilbur, 2 seconds. 1 second. Bank shot, too hard, no good. 3 quarters in the book. Fall Creek 62, Ondossagon 30. The 15th annual WIAA Girls State Basketball Championships continue after these messages. This is your WIAA network station.
Congratulations.
It was a 24-point third quarter for the Crickets. Misty Crandall with 18. And we're going to get a shot of Misty scoring this bucket. 15-footer. Nothing to it.
They call her Miss Everything. She can rebound, she can shoot, and she can play defense. Nice basket by Eilers that time.
Osbach scoring. 62-32 the score. Sorry. Ferguson. Misty Crandall. Nice move into the lane. Running one-hand banker is good by Misty Crandall with 20 points to lead all scores, and it's a 32-point lead once again.
She has a strong move to the basket, and then she lays the ball up so nice and soft.
11
nice
times. Osbach missing. There's Johannick to rebound, but a foul. Sherry Seidel over the back. I was going to say 11 times this year, Coach Hanson. Fall Creek held the opposition to under 40 points, 40 or under, so they're on their way to doing it for a 12th time.
Dana Johannick.
And there's the foul on Sherry Seidel, knowing she was guilty.
Johannick making a nice effort there to get the rebound.
And we have Dana at the line with 3 points in the game. No good. Ondossagon's lowest offensive output this year was 55 in a victory over Glidden, which they won 55-42. Missing again. Here comes a 4-on-1. Crandall. Bounce pass, a little behind to that Ferguson. But Reed taken away by Crandall to Seidel. Underneath, back up. Ball loose, picked up by the Aggies. Here's a 2-on-0. Joe Honick playing it in. 5 for Dana, 64-34, 6:40 to go in the game. Technical foul is called for hitting the ball on the inbound. Technical foul. Number 35, Dana Johannick. So Misty Crandall will go to the free throw line for Fall Creek.
Johannick trying to make something happen, trying to steal that pass.
So Ondossagon watches Misty Crandall miss the 2 technical shots. Fall Creek will get to inbound the basketball to our right. Sherry Seidel looking to come in. She does to Crandall.
Crandall's an 80% free throw shooter throughout the year.
Sharon Eilers, nice turnaround shot from 10 feet to the right of the lane. That's 10 for Sharon Eilers. 3 Crickets in double figures. 66-34 the score. Fall Creek is headed for a showdown with Duisburg. Osmussen on the breakaway.
Good teamwork.
4
Steal
players
past
in
them.
double figures. As a coach, you can appreciate Fall Creek doing the things they're doing.
Oh, yes. All aspects of the game. They pass well, they play well together. The basics are there.
Back again, a 4-on-2 break. Osmussen, 8 feet out, right side. Won't roll around and fall. Aaron Wrighton out with the ball, bringing it down. Slips and falls. Aaron Wrighton is down. Here's Ferguson missing on the breakaway. Eilers putting it up. Missing. Oslock rebounding. Now a stoppage of play is Aaron Wrighton.
The crowd is not happy, but the rule goes you cannot call, even if a person is injured unless it's in the middle of the play.
And here's Erin again. She was bringing the ball down. She had gotten the rebound, was bringing it down by herself, and there you can see the ankle kind of twist, and down she went. Certainly in a degree of pain.
Not something anybody wants to see as a young lady get hurt on state or in the game for that matter.
She hurt her hip.
We are going to take a break with 5:27 to play here in the ball game. Fall Creek leading at 68-34. We'll return to the field house after these messages from our statewide sponsors, Menards and Senex Land O'Lakes. This is your WIAA network station. Dwayne Mosley and Carol Hansen back at the field house, and we're going to have another look at how Aaron Wrighton injured herself just a couple of moments ago. Quarter stats, Fall Creek shooting 53%, Ondossagon only 25%. Rebounding, Fall Creek the advantage there, 33-28. Turnovers, 17-10 Ondossagon. 17. Aaron Wrighton has been helped up, and she's being helped off, certainly in some pain, and hopefully nothing serious. Here is a look once again, right there.
I'm not sure, but I think it might be her hip area, hip knee.
And she gets a warm round of applause.
Do we have somebody in?
Hopefully, Aaron, everything works out okay. The emotional pain is just as tough as the physical part of that right now.
Fine young ball player.
What a classy young bunch of kids, too. Ondossagon bunch. They've had to go through things surrounding their school. Done a great job representing Ondossagon High School the past couple of days here in Madison. Misty Crandall is the game's high scorer. The Crickets with 4 in double figures. They are Misty Crandall with 20, Cammie Asmussen with 12, Teresa Brunko and Sharon Eilers each with 10. There's Sharon Eilers with the rebound. We're at 5:10 to go in the basketball game. Fall Creek will play Oostburg tomorrow for the Class C championship.
Fall Creek only has 1 starter in it this time, giving some of those other kids a chance to play.
Jenny Mack back in, missing, but tracks her own rebound down deep in the corner. Sharon Eilers. Sherry Seidel, her shot is up and good. Baseline at 14 feet, 5 for Sharon. 4:40 to play. The Crickets, for the 19th time this season, scoring 60 or more points. They are at 70 to 34. A long bomb by Johannik missing. Tugend is fouled in her attempt to go back up with the basketball. Jenny Mack with the personal.
Cricket foul on number 34, Jenny Mack.
They're attempting 3-point plays now, but they just aren't falling. I think the kids are kind of tired. Haven't subbed a lot.
Shooting 2.
0 for 14. Shooting for 3-pointers.
Have to make the attempt, though.
Boy, you get half, that's right. You get half of them to drop, and you're really feeling great, aren't you? 21 more points. Hitting out by Tugend. 25, Lene Empe's back in.
25, Lene Empe.
Nice round of applause from the fans.
Through the tournament trail for Ondossagon, you see Kim Tugend going after her 11th point. Victories over Solon Springs, South Shore, Glidden, Turtle Lake, and Glenwood City. Coaches talk about tough to beat a team 3 times in a season. Basket is good.
Fall Creek is so aware of where the other players are. Very, very disciplined. Come down looking for that person.
We were talking about earlier. Court awareness. Shot up, no good. Rebound. Jenny Mack. Well, Ondossagon beat Glidden 4 times this year. Twice in the regular season, in a holiday tournament, a 3rd time, and then in the regional. Sharon Eilers with a dozen. 74-35. 3:49 to go.
Makes a little head fake. Nice, strong move.
And here comes Fall Creek again. Cammie Asmussen on the break. Putting it up from 14 feet, no good. Kim Tugend rebound. Tugend racing back down. Past Sharon Eilers, going in, putting the ball up. A collision and a foul call against number 20, Sherry Seidel. Picking up her 3rd, Kim Tugend. Goes to the free throw line. Fall Creek with a couple of new faces into the lineup. Shannon Brown, a 5'7" sophomore, number 54, and number 52, a 5'6" junior, Stacy Lang, go in. Eilers and Asmussen sit down. Both with 5 ball games today. Both in double figures. Hard off the back iron. Coming up in the Class B semifinals today, Cuba City and Monona Grove in the opener at 2:05. Another free throw attempt missing. And the ball off the foot of number 54 just in, Shannon Brown, out of bounds. Following the Cuba City Monona Grove game, it will be Bloomer at 25-0 taking on Kimberly. A record of 23-2. The Papermakers won the Class B championship last year. Lene Empe missing. Jenny Mack with the rebound. Turnover against Fall Creek, their 13th.
Subs are in for Fall Creek. Still like to keep that style of play. Bring it up the court, push it up the court, make something happen.
Another Fall Creek sophomore getting ready to check in. Here's a steal by Shannon Brown, driving and scoring. The sophomore gets her first state tournament points. 76-35 Fall Creek. Nice move by Stolarczyk. Monet empty. Jane Osbach from 17 feet around and out. That's been the story all game long for the Aggies. Sherry Seidel into Shannon Brown. She hits another one.
They stay behind that low post and get the ball inside there quite easily.
You think they do that in their sleep? Get those shots? I think they do. Yeah, I think so. I think they're programmed.
Ondossagon is setting those down screens and really not hitting the person to get a screen so they get much out of it.
We have a timeout with 2:07 to play. Fall Creek 78-35. Our state tournament coverage continues after a word from our statewide sponsors, Rural Insurance Companies and Marshfield Clinic. This is your WIAA network station. 78-35. Fall Creek leading Ondossagon and 2 minutes 7 seconds away from the championship game. Coach Hansen against the Oostburg Klein Dutchman.
Yes, I'm sure it's a disappointing game for Ondossagon. They want to come down here, but they have fought hard, played hard, and that's about all you can ask. When the ball doesn't go in the hoop, it's a pretty frustrating day for the young ladies on the court.
They will have a very memorable year to look back on. Offensive foul on Ann Stolarczyk. Some new crickets in the lineup. We have Julie Knoll is in. Tia Mansour, a sophomore, is in. Julie Knoll also a sophomore. Jody Koenig, another sophomore, is in the lineup. Along with Stacy Lang, who remained after the last timeout.
A couple of new Ondossagon players also.
Reagan Byler is also in. We have Nikki Knoll, the freshman center, back in for Ondossagon. Shot by Tugin misses, and a walk on the Crickets. A minute 45 to go. 78-35 the score. Fall Creek will improve to 23-2. The Aggies will finish up at 25-1. Empe's shot, no good. Rebound, good position by Mansour, and she gives it off to Julie Knoll, the 5'6" sophomore. Shot is blocked by Knoll. Still loose, still being batted around. Stacy Lang.
This is the point those kids want to get in the scorebook.
Just like she's been doing it all game long.
This is the 10th Fall Creek girl to score.
80-35 the score. Crickets will inbound the basketball with Stacy Lang triggering it. She's the junior. Gets it back from the sophomore Julie Knoll. Double team. Stolarczyk almost steals. Back to the Aggies with a basketball. Kim Tugin, Fall Creek setting a new record for most points in a Class C basketball game. The old record being 79. The Crickets with 80-37 over Ondossagon. 28 seconds to go in the game, and a whistle and a foul in the backcourt. Substitutions for the Aggies. Number 53, Sarah Mullen is in. Number 21, Maria Lewis is also in.
Number 51, Dawn
Number
Hudak.
51, Dawn Hudak. Mullen, Hudak, and Lewis. Lewis being a freshman. Jody Koenig becomes the 11th Fall Creek player to score in this game, 81-37. Out of bounds, belongs to Fall Creek. Last touch by number 21 of the Aggies. That's Maria Lewis, the freshman, just in. Tia Mansour has the shot partially blocked by Nikki Knoll, the 6'2" freshman of the Aggies. Putting it up and scoring, number 51, Dawn Hudak.
Nice drive.
5 seconds for the game. Reaching in is Don Hudak, committing the foul. 5 seconds to go. The Crickets will go to the line one final time, 81-39.
That happens sometimes. You make a good play one end and you get a little excited and make a defensive mistake on the other end.
Oostburg defeated Lena in the opening Class C semifinal, 56-40 to improve to 25-1. At the free throw line, Katie hits it. The sophomore will get another. 82-39 the score.
One sad note, at the end of the last game, Lena kept saying, "We'll be back." Ondossagon will not be able to say that phrase, as their school is no longer a school after this summer. Must be a sad point for these young ladies and their school to think about.
It certainly has been. There's the final shot, the final horn of this ball game. Fall Creek is in the championship game, so what's new? The Crickets, 83. Ondossagon, 39. The 15th annual Girls State Championships continue after these messages. This is your WIAA Network station. Fall Creek wins it 83-39. The Crickets over the Aggies of Ondossagon. And the shooting percentages, stats, we'll get to that in a moment. But across the way, Bob Roars is standing by with the victorious head coach of the Crickets. A familiar spot for Arnie Screwcrew. Here's Bob Roars. Bob?
Dwayne, it's getting to the point now where in life you can count on 3 things: death, taxes, and the Fall Creek Crickets making it down to the state tournament. And now you get a chance for a 4th state title, Arnie. Congratulations.
It's nice to be in that position.
The key overall, so poised, this team, the entire game, offensively, defensively, especially defensively. Your team seemed to create so many turnovers on the other end of the floor, and you were converting them on the other side. Patient on offense, it was very, very impressive.
I thought we played very well. We played well through the sectional and thought carried over to the day.
The big key overall, were the girls simply that much more ready for this one? Seeing Ondossagon's unbeaten record, was it a little bit more incentive for them?
I don't know. We just wanted to get here and play well, and no matter who the opponent was, it just happened to be Ondossagon.
You look now ahead. Tomorrow's championship game, you've got Oostburg. How do you match up with them? You got to see them the first game, probably for the first time this season.
I thought they were a really good ball club, really big, talented. It's going to be a tough task for us.
The group themselves, so much tournament experience. They don't seem awed at all by the crowd. They just go about their business. I was looking at the first half when you started building that big lead, the 31-7 run to really put things out of hand. And nobody was smiling on your bench. It was all very businesslike over there.
I think that's the approach we always take. Be prepared. Don't get too high or too low. And hopefully, play well. And if things do go bad, just pick yourself up a little bit.
To your advantage that you have been in the championship situation before instead of Oostburg?
Well, I'm sure it is. We told the girls before the ball game, if you can get into your game before they do, we should be in pretty good shape because they obviously are going to be nervous. We were excited and nervous also, but hopefully you get back into your game a little quicker.
Were you surprised at how easy it was, really? It seemed like you were able to run the floor so comfortably and everything just seemed to hit on all cylinders for you.
Well, you always think it's going to be a 1 or 2 point game in this situation, and you're surprised and maybe happy when it turns out this way. So we're just pleased with our effort.
What do you think is happening on the other side, on the Ondossagon side? You were in that position once before, making it down to state the first time. The anticipation, 25-0, what can you say on their part, really?
Well, all they can do is look back and say they've had a really nice season, and it probably didn't play to their ability today, and we played real well. So, that's athletics. You want to be in this position. You always run the risk of failure or on the other side of success, and that's why we're here.
Arnie, congratulations. We'll see you back here tomorrow morning.
Thank you.
Arnie Screwcrew, the head coach of Fall Creek. They're on their way to the Class C title game tomorrow against Oostburg. Let's go back over to Dwayne Mosley and Carol Hansen.
All right, thank you very much, Bob. It was 1911 Fall Creek after 1. And you could see the old the tendency and the trend that was taking place at that point. 38-16 at the half, 62-30 after 3, 83-39 the final. The Crickets with the new scoring total for a Class C basketball game here at the state tournament. 83 points, breaking the old record of 79. So for Fall Creek, now the important thing is, you could pick it up with Coach Screwcrude's comments. It's time to put this thing away. Game is now over. Spend just a few minutes reflecting on it, but it's championship day tomorrow.
Exactly. They're looking ahead. He mentioned the sectional finals and the sectional games held up in lacrosse. And Lincoln, Elma Center Lincoln, although the score was 75-59, he said his kids really had to play well in that game, and they hit a lot of key free throws down the stretch. And then they went against West Grant, a very, very good running team. And he also, the score was 64-50, and said that it was a 14-point game, but actually it wasn't. It was a much closer game. So I think sometimes you look in these the scores and you think, gee, Fall Creek didn't have anything to get here. But from what Coach Screwcrude said, that the games were real close and they had to play real well to get here, and they are playing definitely well as a team.
And they are 23-2 after today's game. The 15th annual Girls State Championships continue after these messages. This is your WIAA network station.
After 20 states.
The Class C semifinal action is now completed. Fall Creek over Ondossagon, 83-39. The Crickets will play Oostburg tomorrow for the Class C Girls Championship. Before we go any further, we have a special feature we'd like to bring you. It's on a program that the National Scholarship Federation and the Walt Disney people have got. The field house emptying out as the Class B girls semifinal action will get underway in a couple of hours. And in this game, completed a few moments ago, Fall Creek dominating Ondossagon by the final score of 83-39. And doing it in all phases, as the numbers of this game will point out, 50% shooting for Fall Creek.
Ondossagon only hit 16 out of 61 for 26, and that was the main story, and it happened so early for them that they never really got in the flow.
Shooting, rebounding, turnovers, everything going in the direction and the favoring Fall Creek. They are now 23-2. Leading scorers, Ondossagon's Tujan with 13, and Misty Crandall had 20.
I was going to say that Ondossagon took 16 three-point shots. A lot of those were in the second half in desperation. But even if they could have hit a few of those, I think that could have maybe turned around, at least made it a little bit closer of a ball game for them.
Oostburg will oppose Fall Creek in the Class C championship game. They advanced by a 56-40 victory earlier today over Lena. So Oostburg will go in at 25-1, Fall Creek at 23-2. That game tomorrow morning at 11:35. They will tip things off here at the field house. Class B action coming up this afternoon. It starts at 2:05. We'll be on the air at 2 o'clock. It will be Cuba City, the Cubans, going against Monona Grove. Then in the other semifinal game, Bloomer at 25-0, meeting up with the school which claimed the Class B title last year, the Papermakers of Kimberly, with a record of 23-2. Then the Class A semifinals will be played this evening at 7:05. Arrowhead versus Milwaukee, Washington. And in the second game, Eau Claire Memorial will take on the Pergolders of Madison East. So that is the lineup for this afternoon and this evening. The teams remaining trying to get to those all-important championship games tomorrow morning, tomorrow afternoon, and tomorrow in Class B and A, as Class C is all set. So that wraps things up here from the field house in Madison. For Carol Hansen, I'm Dwayne Mosley, thanking you for being with us, and please join us again a little after 2 o'clock for the Class B semifinal action. So long.